I don't know what it means, but...
I have a new friend. We're gonna see all the doggies.
Yes, we are back here again. Maybe it was 2023 November, I think,
Yeah.
2023, when we were here last time with the man who rescues dogs. We got to meet Michael Baines, and I think Michael's off today or out, and yeah, we're gonna go hang out with the dogs today. Hey, babies. Look at all the pups here.
Oh, my favorite. I love the wire hair. Oh my gosh, I just want to squeeze all.
What's up, man? They understand English and Thai, probably. Also, we're here at the man that rescues dogs with Chris. What's up, dude?
Nothing, man. I missed you last time. Michael, the founder, the man that rescues dogs, has been doing this since 2011, but here and as a foundation, we're at our current location since 2017. And I volunteered in 2018 and ended up staying for the better part of 4 months. And long story short, he asked me if I wanted to work because he was overworked and he was doing a lot and he needed some help. So I said yes. So I went home to tie up some loose ends, and I got my dog Gracie and came back, and that was January 2020. So I've been living and working here, and my dog comes to work with me, goes home with me, and she's got a lot of friends, free doggy daycare. It's a good setup.
Oh, she's got a ton of friends here, man. That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. It's okay.
This is Shizuka. And we actually had her two siblings. She was the last one we rescued, and she was fine. We just didn't want to separate her. But her brother, who's right there barking, his name is Giant. He was bitten. He was a puppy. He was bitten by some larger dogs. And their other sibling is in shelter 7 and was just found running on a busy road. Nothing was wrong with this one.
This is Drum here. He's just taking a nice bath. Hey, Drum.
My boy. Sam Chen was found by one of our staff on her way home by Doom that you met last time.
Yeah, we met Doom last time, yeah.
She would feed Som Chang and her 7 siblings and the mother. And she's driving home, this is a couple years ago, and she sees the mother dead in the road, hit by a car. So she pulls over, she finds Som Chang and her 7 siblings, 8 of them in total, brings them back here. There was a parvovirus outbreak, and Som Chang's, all of her siblings died. She's the only survivor of the whole thing. But she's got a big family now.
She's got a huge family
It's
now.
all good.
I have a new friend.
Some things
I have a new
on candy
friend.
there. So, Chris, you said you guys have a dedicated staff for pretty much every section out here.
Yeah, so we have over 45 staff, and we like to have specific
Yes.
staff members work in sections. That way they can form relationships and bonds with the dogs, and they can tell if a dog's like not feeling well or if they're not acting themselves. So it's really important as far as our proper shelter management. It's just something that allows us to take care of them a little better and give them extra attention.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a great team too. They work really hard.
Babe, you have a friend.
I do. Because when I stop petting, he's like put his paw on me. He's like, hey, pet me again. I'm getting jealous. Are you getting jealous?
These guys, they know when they're being loved.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
You guys adopt a lot of dogs out as well, right?
I wish that we adopted more. We only adopt inside Thailand.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, because for example, in Florida and New Jersey, the shelters are full. So it doesn't make sense for us to export dogs there, you know? So we only rehome in Thailand, which does make it a challenge because other organizations similar to ours rehome a lot more dogs. Okay. But I think last year we rehomed 21 dogs and 2 cats.
Okay, awesome, man.
Yeah.
But you guys, I mean, they have just a phenomenal home here. All these dogs, they seem so happy. I mean, it's a cool place. If I was a dog, I'd want to be here.
It's wide open, and I volunteered at my local shelter in New Jersey, which is a great place, and they do great work, but a lot of those places don't have the size that we have, And so the dogs are restricted to living life in a small kennel and relying on volunteers to walk them every day. But here you see it's wide open. We're about 10,000 square meters. We're split up into about 14 big sections. I think our biggest section might have just over 100 dogs, but they have plenty of room. You know, they go on walks. It's all very regimented, but we'll open up the gates and just let them run out. And any dog that wants to join can join. And they do their walk and then they come back, and then the staff member counts, and then he sends a message in the group chat, okay, shelter 6 is back. And then the next one down can open up. So a lot of communication, but it's all just to take care of the dogs.
Babies.
Yeah, his name is Bart Simpson, and he's a distemper survivor. And distemper attacks the central nervous system, among other things. So a lot of those dogs will have like a kind of a constant twitch. And sometimes it also can affect their teeth. And he's got really bad teeth, as you can see. And I remember we have a clinic here as well. We have veterinarians, so we sent him down for some dental work. And there was a problem with the anesthesia, so they had to stop the surgery. So he just has bad teeth, you know? But he has a great life, a lot of friends, loves getting muddy, as you can see. That's from the morning walk.
He's extremely friendly too, man.
Yes.
All these guys are.
Super friendly dog. See the scar on his left shoulder?
Yeah.
It might be on his other side, actually. But so basically, he laid on the ground and twitched so long that he wore his hip and his shoulder to the bone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Poor baby. Now, does Thailand have like programs or awareness about how to take care of street dogs? What is their mindset about street dogs?
You know, it's not how it is in the West.
Right, yeah.
There's not a lot of public information as far as I'm aware of. I know that we've been going and speaking at schools more often. And a lot of people that do the same thing that we do try to get that information out there.
Yeah.
But as a whole, in my experience, it's just not the same as the West. Like I know back in where I'm from, I forget the name of the program, but it was like people that didn't have a lot of money could get their pet spayed and neutered for like $25.
Yes.
It doesn't really exist here, as far as I know.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes, so here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we do hydrotherapy. So the disabled dogs get to swim for additional exercise, but we also use it to give baths and showers, as you can see.
I know.
Yeah, so this is Minivan. He's like the newest member of the Wheelchair Mafia. He's been with us a couple months. That he was hit by a car and attacked by dogs. I don't know what order that happened in. Maybe he was attacked and then tried to run because he had bite wounds all over the backside. He was just so sweet. Like as soon as we picked him up, he was just incredibly sweet. He seemed like maybe he was grateful. The first time we put him in the wheelchair, he just took off, and he can go anywhere around the care unit, which is usually it takes the dog a while to like get to that point, but he just does what he wants, and he loves people. And he's a young guy too.
He's very sweet.
Yeah. And they named him Minivan because he was picked up in our minivan. That's a very Thai style name, you know? Hey, big guy.
What is the difference between these dogs here and the dogs in the other shelter where your dog is at?
So there's really not much of a difference. Basically, the shelter has been built in sections over a few years. So when we complete a new section, then we start adding dogs to it.
Okay.
But also, like all new dogs, when we first rescue a dog, they're going to go to our quarantine unit. And they're going to remain there until they're fully vaccinated and spayed and neutered and recovered from whatever brought them here.
So of course you guys take care of course, your own waste, but you have a specific place you can dump everything now, right?
Yeah, so at the very back side of the shelter is the municipal garbage dump, and they use it sparingly now, but basically they've created an area for us to get rid of our own waste. So that's what those guys behind us are doing. They're loading up the cart, and they're going to go get rid of all the dog poo because we got a lot of it. You know?
Yeah. Watch your step.
Yeah, so this dog right here, his name is Byron. That's him right there now. Look at the difference.
Complete transformation, man. He's good, man.
Yeah, that was almost 5 years ago we rescued him.
This is Pumpkin, and if you remember in our 2023 video here, we met Pumpkin when Pumpkin was just a little puppy. So now Pumpkin is all grown up and pretty feisty.
Hi, baby. Hi. Oh my God, can I go up there?
So Chris, you said they've got their own sections, kind of. They kind of stick with their, in packs, kind of like we find our own place that we belong and fit in, that sort of thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this is like one big area, but you can see we have these bridges set up, and we have tables and we have huts because it allows the dogs to find like their place within the pack. Like they're just like us; they're going to find their friends, you know. So like the gang that we're with right now don't really go down there too much. You know, they kind of stay here. So if it was like a big open area, the dogs would be like stressed. There might actually be more fights, but you put some shade roofs, some bamboo huts, some concrete tables, some areas for them to go, they can all kind of find their place.
They find their own little place and kind of hang out there, in fact. So.
And there's less fights, and they're just happier, more relaxed.
Awesome.
Let me see if it works. This is Bird. He's the big boss.
He's the boss.
Yeah. And this is Jazzy. That's his number one girl. He's got a couple girlfriends, but that's his number one right there.
So this is Bird. So what's Bird's story, Chris?
Bird was one of like 8 dogs at a construction site. And generally in Thailand, when they finish the construction, the workers move on to the next place. And they left the dogs behind. So the management put the dogs in crates. Bird and I think 6 or 7 other dogs were in these crates for like 6 months. Really skinny. So Michael rescued him, took him in, and now Bird is the big boss. We call this shelter number 2. Okay. So he's the big boss of shelter number 2. Awesome. And also whenever we have groups come, like if we have high school students, we love to bring them in here because Bird loves people. And he looks maybe intimidating to some people because he's got a huge head, you know, and scars on his face and crazy teeth, but he's a good boy.
My goodness, look at you. Look at you. Yes.
We are in the clinic here at the Man That Rescues Dogs. So tell us about this, Chris. This is cool, man.
So we have a clinic that is primarily to take care of our dogs, and we also spay and neuter dogs locally. Like if someone wants their dog spayed or neutered, they can contact us. And vaccinations. And we have 2 full-time vets. We have 1 part-time vet. We have 3 veterinary assistants. We have an admit room, which I'll show you. With over 800 dogs at our shelter, our vets are pretty busy just taking care of the dogs here, you know. 800
dogs, man. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I think it might be like 840. We use a shelter manager system. Yeah. I haven't looked at it lately, but we know exactly how many are here. I just can't recall. A lot. Her name is White Malt, which I love that name. And she had papillomavirus. So she had these warts all inside her mouth, outside her mouth, in between her toes. And so we actually created a vaccine specifically for her. So they actually, I'm not a scientist, obviously. I don't know how they do that. And then they also use chemotherapy. In this part of the clinic, we will have some dogs in cages, and could be reasons for that. They might have, let's say they have TVT cancer. That's a cancer that's spread by contact. so we have to keep them separate. They might be receiving just some type of medical treatment that it's best, stay in a cage. Sometimes it's hard for people to see, but it's better for the dog in the long term. They're not always going to be in there.
So we're about to take on the Wheelchair Mafia here, man.
Yeah, so we have our gang, the Wheelchair Mafia, 45 dogs that were mostly hit by cars, but they're paralyzed, and each one has their very own wheelchair, and they're lining them up, and the staff's putting them in them right now. And we walk them twice a day. Each dog has their very own custom fit wheelchair. And a wheelchair costs us about $400 after we pay the import taxes. But it's super important that these dogs can run free again. So we make sure everyone has their own wheelchair. And like I said, they're all custom fit. They have their names on them. You can adjust the wheels and you can adjust the angle. So each dog has a perfectly fit wheelchair for their walks.
This really changed my perspective, man, because when we first came here, and of course you see dogs that have limitations like this, like, okay, what is their quality of life really like? But then when we came here in 2023 and saw this for the first time, like you said, man, these dogs, I mean, they just took off. They were so happy, and just looking around right now, they're all happy, they're ready to go, man. So this is a total perspective shift,
I think that's exactly how I felt and how most people feel. Like when you see them at first, you feel bad, but you got to stick around and see how happy they are and what great lives they live. Rain or shine, the dogs go out for a walk. We do it at 6:15 in the morning, and we do it at 1:45 in the afternoon. And that's just the Wheelchair Mafia and the Care Unit gang. We have like a very regimented system where it's all scheduled so dogs don't get in fights and stuff. And we also keep statistics of everything. We're sending messages in the chat group, how many dogs were walked. If there are any fights or anything like that, we keep track of everything.
What an amazing day, amazing experience, right, babe?
Absolutely, always.
Chris, I want to thank you, man. Thank you so much for having us out. This is an amazing day. So how can we help? How can people help, and where can we find you?
So you can find us at TMTRD.org and follow us on all of our social media at TMTRD.org. That's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and people can support us by going to tmtrd.org and donating. Just following us and sharing our stuff is also a way to help if you don't have the financial means to do so. But we do rely entirely on donations. It's just really important that if people are moved by what we do, to help us continue to do it. And we also want to thank you so much for coming back again and spending the day with us.
Oh man, it was our pleasure, dude. So guys, Candy and I, we actually do a monthly donation. We have been since we've volunteered the first time, the one day, for about 1.5 years now. So if you'd like to be part of that, there's a link in the description of this video, and I'll leave all the other links to your socials as well. So, awesome. Dude, thank you once again, man.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank you so much.